Hey guys, it's Jason Creel and this is the Lawn Care Life. Today I am going to continue working on my neighbor's property. This lawn probably not had any treatment done to it in about 50 years, basically forever. And we've made a lot of progress. I'm going to show you what it looks like now, show you some clips of what it was like when I started in case you hadn't seen it, and then talk to you about what we're doing today to continue helping this yard look beautiful. Today's video is sponsored by Graham Spray Equipment. For those of you in the weed control and fertilization business, if you want a spray tank like I've got, you see here I've got a split tank. My tanks come from Graham Spray Equipment. The link is in the description below, or just Google Graham Spray Equipment in Douglasville, Georgia. All right, so you want to see the yard and you say, Jason, what is supposed to be impressive about this yard? Well, honestly, not that much. But you're not looking at it because if you didn't know what it started from, then it's hard to know how far it's come. When I started this yard a couple months ago, I had to really get down here and look and try to find some Bermuda grass. And now look, I mean, it's just Bermuda all in here. There's some bare spots where, you know, I had to knock out some weeds. And when a yard like this had tons of crabgrass in the past, we put a pre-emergent out. And so there's gonna be some thin areas while the grass fills in. But what I've done now, what I'm gonna do today, well, let me just first run over what I have done and what continues to need to be done to fix this yard, okay? To be honest with you, but there is enough of it. I mean, you see here is more Bermuda here, more Bermuda here. So there's patches. It's not great. I don't think this yard was ever sodded. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna be just super lush and thick being common Bermuda. It's gonna be a little thinner. It's gonna have a coarse blade, but if it was mowed right, it can look significantly better than it does. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna try to get rid of these weeds, the most of them, and we're trying to prevent a lot of weeds with the warm season weeds like crabgrass and things like that are going to be germinating real soon. So we got a pre-emergent in there, we got a post-emergence to help get rid of these existing weeds. And then we will, when the weather starts warming up, probably in April or May, we can start with the fertilizer to get the Bermuda to fill back in. So again, started on this year early, I think about February, and put out a pre-emergent to try to keep the crabgrass and other summer weeds out. Because what I've learned from my past experience, if you've got a yard that's full of crabgrass, it just doesn't give a lot of room for the yard to recover. And if you've got Bermuda grass, it will spread extremely quickly. Let me show you Exhibit A. You look here at these big dead spots, but look what's happening. The Bermuda grass, it runs and it roots and it continues spreading. So that's what's happening in this area. And it's happening all over this yard, filling in the bare spots. Well, so we did that. Put your pre-emergent, that helped out a lot. Then I came in maybe a month later and sprayed a product called Change Up to try to get rid of some of the tough weeds that the initial application didn't get rid of. So when I sprayed the pre-emergent prodiamine in February, I also had like a three-way product called Triplet in there. When I came back with Change Up, I'm trying to get weeds like this. Now I didn't finish them all off, but this is field matter. You got, other weeds. You got Creeping Charlie in here, and so anyway, got rid of a lot of those. Now you look at it now, it needs to be mowed. And what's still around in the yard? Well, looks like you got some ryegrass and things like that. Not much crabgrass, so that's great. But I do have some Dallas grass still in here. Those are going to be tough ones to get rid of. And then, other than that, you just got a few like wild violets, things like that. I actually did do a wild violet. Did some spraying on wild violet and can show you the results you got from that. So anyway, I'm not saying, the point of this video is not that this yard is perfect yet, but I want to show you how fast one can recover if you take the proper steps. Let me show you the wild violet that I did spray, because while it's on my mind, I kind of want to show you what happened. The wild violet was over here, that's why I couldn't find it. But you can see where I sprayed a quinclorac product to be able to knock out the wild violet. And it is dying, and I think it will continue to die, so that should help as well. All right, so how much fertilizer are we going to put out? I'm going for 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet, or maybe a little bit more on this yard. So that's approximately 5,000 square foot of turf here. And to show you how much to put out, this bag, let me show you what I'm dealing with. This is a bag from of Harold's, what I buy. It's a 3806. That first number is your nitrogen. It's 38% nitrogen. It's a 50-pound bag. So all you got to do to figure out how much nitrogen is in the bag, because remember I'm going for 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet, is divide that first number by 2. So that means there's 19 pounds of nitrogen in this entire bag. Well, you see what the fertilizer looks like. So the white pellets are the quick release. The green pellets are the slow release. So this is going to last about 4 months. Quick release will give it an initial boost and get it going. The green pellets will keep it going for the next 4 months, hopefully. You know, rain would be awesome as well, or some type of irrigation. So in this situation, back to figuring out how much to put out there, we figured out there's 19 pounds in the bag of nitrogen. This is 5,000 square feet. So if you want to do 2 pounds for every 1,000 square feet, then you're going to need, what's that, 10 pounds total. Okay, and there's 19 pounds in the bag. So a little over half a bag on this property to be able to put out 2 pounds for every 1,000 square feet for a 5,000 square foot lawn, you know. So basically a 50-pound bag will cover around 9,000 or 9,500 square feet at that rate, 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet. Now you can put more on there, you can put less on there. You know, some grass types you want to be careful over fertilizing. Bermuda can handle a lot of nitrogen, so it's not going to be a big deal if you doubled that. I mean, if you don't mind growing. Now, you know, too much, you don't want to burn the lawn, and if you put too much quick release fertilizer on there, you're more likely to burn the lawn. But in this situation, that slow release fertilizer releases the nutrients slowly and less likely to burn the lawn. But you know, irrigation or water, rain would be great. So I'm going to set the camera up. We're going to fertilize the yard. What you want to do when you fertilize is you want to go around, make a perimeter pass with the side deflector closed. You can see on this one, I've got this little side deflector. I can close it like that, and that keeps it from throwing on this side. So I'll make a perimeter pass around the side, throwing it back to the inside, so I'm not throwing it all over the sidewalk and the driveway. And then I'll open this back up and just make my lap. So you can either make your perimeter pass and then go back and forth, or you can just kind of racetrack style it and go round and round and round. So I will probably racetrack style this one. I usually determine that based on the way the yard looks. Sometimes I go round and round, sometimes I make my perimeter pass and then go back and forth. Let's get started right now. Change my mind, I think I'm going back and forth after my perimeter pass. All right, there we go. We got the fertilizer out. This yard is ready to explode with Bermuda grass. As soon as we get a heavy rain, I think it's going to take off. The weather's hot. It's primed to fill in with Bermuda grass, and it's going to look way better than it has looked in decades. I believe that. We'll check back on future videos. Appreciate you watching. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. And if you're looking for a spray tank, go over to GrahamSC.com. Check those guys out. Talk to you later. Bye.